Hello fellow Gunters. Another day, another build. This time is time to update the very beloved Berserker build based around hasten recovery and peak performance. To be short, peak performance is a skill I adored because it is what I call a passive damage skill. I call passive damage skills those that are active while you play the game normally without having to account for stuff like cooldowns. I consider passive those that are always active like Lord Soul or attack boost, or those that have a condition that is just transparent. For example, agitator that just needs the monster to be enraged all the time nowadays. Burst that just needs to you keep hitting the monster with the lowest downtime possible. That is the exact thing I'm trying to do, skill or not. And here peak performance, where you just need to not get hit and or have a source of passive healing. To tell the truth, I liked peak performance more in the past before the arch-tempered monsters and the current 9-star monsters, because monsters used to be flaying in the ground helplessly for most of the hunt, and that made peak performance a lot easier to get going. Also, helpless monsters aren't attacking you to activate counter, adrenaline rush or offensive guard. That is why I value passive skills a lot. The new monsters also do a lot of damage even when guarding, and makes hasten recovery worse at keeping you on top condition like before. But all this said, hasten is still a great skill worth sacrificing some attack over just because of the very same reasons why protective polish sucks a lot more. Monsters do a lot of chip damage even with max defenses and perfect guarding their attacks. Most of the time you can survive direct hits from monsters, as long you are at full health. If you receive damage from guarding, then heavy hits become one-hit kills, and hasten is there to avoid that and allow you to recover some of the minor damage you get. Likewise also helps to keep you above the gut/moxie indicator so a heavy hit doesn't kill you outright. One thing I had pending to do after the latest update was to see if it was worth changing the Berserk build from using Lord Soul to using Burst Boost instead, which provides a good attack bonus using only 2 pieces of armor. But after going through builds I find that Lord Souls is still the way to go. The current Lord Souls pieces are very efficient with lots of skill points, and also, as I just said, Guts is such an invaluable skill, being able to survive a killing blow that is not worth giving it away. The novelty here is the inclusion of talismans. Thanks to the talismans it is a lot easier to max agitator, peak performance and counter-strike. I know that counter-strike and peak performance seems to be an anti-synergy, but counter is very easy to slot in and is almost a guarantee that you will have either peak or counter always active. If you get hit, peak will disable, but then counter will get active. With hasten and maybe a potion it is even not that hard to have both active at once. Lots of 9 stars monsters like to fly or run around a lot. Use that chance to chug a potion and get both bonuses going. As said, as they tend to one-hit kill you now, you want to keep your health topped anyways. This is the build I'm using. To really make it, you can do it with a talisman that carries at least a level 2 decoration or have skills like agitator, burst, counter or peak built in. If you get a talisman with 2 skills like this, you can then also get earplugs too. That is very valuable. In case of getting another extra skill, then it is more up to you. I got Partbreaker because my way to grind amulets is to jump into SOSs, and Partbreaker helps a lot doing some extra damage when you pop a wound. Even though Gunlance has an awful fame for a slow focus strike, the focus strike is awesome in multiplayer because it paralyzes the monster for some seconds and allows your companions to dish a lot of damage. Focus slowness is a blessing in disguise. Notice in the build that I keep the burst skill at 1. Burst is a great skill that is very upfront. The bonus is +8 at level 1 with +5 after the first hit. Then raising it only gives you +2 attack after the 5th hit at levels 2 and 3 and +3 further. In total adding 4 levels only gives you +10 attack, while for example getting peak performance to 5 is +20 attack. I still try to max burst when possible because the activation condition is easy, but peak performance and virtually any other skill offers a better potential return. Is also easier to fill level 2 decos than level 3, which compete against agitator. For the weapon, any will do, but considering how you can lose peak performance due to chip damage, it makes sense to try to get as much guard as you can. This makes the Gark Gunlance one of the best picks since it comes with guard 2 built in. About the usual late dilemma of attack boost versus offensive guard, if your amulet allows you to pick both, use both, please. In this case, since you may lose peak performance due to chip damage, it makes sense to avoid relying in offensive guard. Attack boost 5 on Arshan or Gark gives you +19 attack, +13 attack with attack boost. If you can't achieve at least attack boost 4, then better stick with offensive guard. With a level 3 decoration you can get offensive guard and one extra level of guard being ideal. A third option for wide gunlances is relying on focus. On Arshan you can get artillery boost 5 and focus 3. On Gark the best you can get is offensive guard and focus. Since this build requires some armor skills, you will do best with something like an artillery 3 plus weapon deco slot with some built-in relevant armor skill. This is all for today. I leave you with some demonstration against a 9 hunt versus an Ray Dow. Thanks for watching. See you in the hunt.
That's okay. They've been given to our supply. Check your sacred's pouch.
Set a trap.